In this video, we are going to learn about sensor characteristics. So we have two types of characteristics for the sensor. One is the static characteristics and another one is the dynamic characteristics. So for static characteristics, after steady state condition, how the output of a sensor changes in response to an input change is nothing but the static characteristics. So dynamic characteristic means the properties of the system's transient response to an input. Dynamic characteristics means if there is a sudden change in the input signal, if the system changes the output suddenly, then it is called as dynamic characteristics. Even if the input changes, the output takes time, the system takes time to change the output means then that is called as static characteristics. Even if the system doesn't change the characteristics or the output signal, in that case also it is called as static characteristics of a system. So static characteristics is nothing but the accuracy. It depends on certain factors like accuracy and range. The first one is accuracy. It represents the correctness of the output compared to a superior system. The difference between the standard and the measured value. Accuracy means, say for example, if the temperature of a human body is 98.4, which is a standard value, means if a person is having fever and if the fever is around the temperature of the person who is having fever is 100 means then 100 minus 98.4 is nothing but the accuracy. So that range, that difference is nothing but the accuracy. So range means it gives the highest and the lowest value of the physical quantity within which the sensor can actually sense. So if range means maybe a person's capability, lowest capability and the highest capability. So we can say, so the person can work for a range of 7 to 8 hours per day. That is a range. Lowest value and the highest value. Difference between the lowest value and highest value of a physical quantity is called as a range. Beyond this value, there is no sensing or no kind of response. So the next characteristic is the resolution. Resolution usually provides the smallest change in the input that a sensor is capable of sensing. Resolution is an important specification towards selection of sensors. Higher the resolution, better the precision. Errors. The difference between the standard value and the value produced by the sensor. Sensitivity means it indicates the ratio of incremental change in the response of the system with respect to incremental change in the input parameter. It can be found from slope of output characteristic curve of a sensor. Linearity means it is a deviation of sensor value curve from a particular straight line. So that is called as linearity. Drift is the next sensor characteristic. The difference in the measuring of sensor from a specific reading when kept at that value for a long period of time is called as a drift. Repeatability means the deviation between measures in a sequence and the same condition is called as repeatability. Next one, we are going to analyze about the dynamic characteristics. How well a sensor responds to changes in its input is called as a dynamic characteristics. So dynamic characteristics includes the zero order system, first order system, and second order system. So the output shows a response to the input signal with no delay. Without any delay, the output changes immediately with respect to the input signal. It does not include energy storing elements. Say for example, potentiometer measures linear and rotary displacements. The first order system is a next dynamic characteristic. When the output approaches its final value gradually, then it is called as a first order system. Consists of an energy storage and dissipation element. Second order system means it is the complex output response. The output response of sensor oscillates before the steady state. So the next title is sensor classification. The sensors are classified into three main types. First one is a passive and active sensor, analog and digital sensor, scalar and vector sensor. So deeply about these topics video. See you in the next video. Until then, it's bye bye from Radhika.